So you've seen my worst list, now let's look at the best. So hello everyone, this is I, Robot the Hummingbird, and today we're going to be looking at my top 10 list of the best kaiju in the Godzilla franchise. So let's start off with number 10. Oh Jesus, oh God, picture, where you gone? Okay, hold on, iPad, stop. Now if you can see that, but there you go. If you can see that, it's Manda. Got the camera, what are you doing? So, Manda is a gigantic serpent that first appeared in the 1965 film Atragon, where a group of people in a submarine travel to an underwater kingdom and are attacked by the underwater kingdom's god, who's the serpent, Manda. Now, Manda is on this list purely because it's a kaiju not known by many, but it's one of those hidden gems, you know? It's not known by many, but it's a likeable character, just like many other creatures in the Godzilla franchise. But Manda, all it really has is a giant serpent. It can swim, it can bite, and it even has legs, even though it's a serpent. Which kind of links to the theory of snakes used to have legs. But yeah, Manda, whilst not being very known, it is a hidden gem, if you ask me. However, that's my opinion. But Manda is one of my favourites, as I like sea serpents, you know. And, yeah, hidden gem. So, let's get on to the next one, if I load the picture. Don't fail me, camera. With number 9. I hope you see that. Which is Gorosaurus. Now, I have loved dinosaurs for the past 8 or 9 years. I love them ever since I watched Jurassic Park when I was 2. And there's no surprise that since Gorosaurus is a mutated dinosaur, a mutated Allosaurus, there's no surprise that it's on this list. But the reason it's actually ranked quite low on my list, considering it's one of my favourite creatures, is really because it's not really that... It doesn't really have any special powers, and it first appeared in the 1967 film King Kong Escapes, where, like what happened in the original King Kong, where King Kong battles a T-Rex / meat eater, it happens again. This time King Kong is massive, and so Gorosaurus is also massive. Gorosaurus, whilst not having any special powers, in one of the scenes of the film, Gorosaurus does a kangaroo kick, you know? Like, he jumps onto 2 legs and then kicks King Kong and then lands again. However, Gorosaurus, it doesn't really pay off because King Kong just breaks his jaw, so... Yeah, Gorosaurus, whilst not having any special powers, it's still a likeable kaiju thing. And it also has a spiky, scorpion spike at the end of its tail. Not poisonous, but still a deadly weapon. So Gorosaurus, a mutated Allosaurus, and still quite lovable. Number 8, let me just load a picture. Oh God. Where is the picture? There we go. So, here it is, number 8, Baragon. Now, Baragon is one of, well, if you watched Godzilla GMK in 2001, you will know that Baragon, is one of the Earth monsters, the 3 Guardians of Earth, and he has the power of the ground. Baragon didn't actually appear in a Godzilla film at first. He actually appeared in the 1965 film Frankenstein vs. Baragon and Frankenstein Conquers the World on the same year. Baragon is literally the dog of the Godzilla series. It's adorable, for all I can say. It has a horn that it spouts. It doesn't really have any special power with the horn. It can actually breathe a red laser breath, which is very nice. And it has these ears that flap up and down. And when it's about to dig underground, did I mention it can burrow, its ears go up and then it starts digging, like King Saurus from the Ultraman series. But Baragon, it's very cool, I like it, and it's just a bit too adorable though. But, you know, I'm not saying all creatures have to look fierce, but when you have a monster, you need to make it look like it's a monster. And in GMK, and considering this, it was played by the first ever female actor in the Godzilla franchise, it made him even more adorable than he already is. But yes, Baragon, whilst maybe being a bit too adorable for a kaiju, likeable. Oh God, the wind's really pounding. Shut up, wind! There you go. Anyways, let's move on to number 7, and that is probably going to get some hate for this one, Mothra. Don't know if you can see that, but yeah. Mothra is probably the most famous kaiju in the Godzilla franchise besides Godzilla himself. Mothra, yes, is one of the best kaiju in the world, I'm not complaining. Considering it's one of the only female monsters in the series, she's not actually a moth, she's a butterfly, and she first appeared in a 1961 film, her own film, Mothra, where apparently she has these 2 guardians that are the size of my finger, and whenever she's called by them, she wreaks havoc on a city. But the reason Mothra is ranked quite low on this list, even though I like the monster, is because she's pretty useless. I mean, yes, she has regenerative powers, that's about it. And when she fights Godzilla in Godzilla vs. Mothra in 1964, all she really does is flap her wings at Godzilla, creating a hurricane. And that's cool, but that's about it. And then she just gets her head blown off. But that's the reason Mothra's on this list. A likeable kaiju again, but just not very good in battle. And did I mention that Mothra always sacrifices herself in films? Also, she's been in way too many Godzilla films. Like, Mothra is one of those kaijus that if you don't know what monster to add in, we'll just add her in. Yeah, but that's the problem with Mothra that I have. But hey-ho, let's just move on to the next kaiju on our list. And when the picture loads, just get a good picture. iPad, what you doing? And that is the cybotic space chicken, Gigan. Now, Gigan has been loved by many Godzilla fans, such as I, for absolutely years since the film came out, where it first debuted in Godzilla vs. Gigan in 1972. Gigan is a robotic space chicken dinosaur. It sounds ridiculous, and it is, but it's fantastic by all means. It has scythes for hands, and it has a chainsaw on its stomach. And it can fly. And this is Gigan was actually the first ever creature that Godzilla faced that actually made Godzilla bleed on screen. So he flies into the air and cuts Godzilla's shoulder with his chainsaw stomach, and Godzilla kind of falls over bleeding. But in the end, Gigan just gets blown up, just like every other Godzilla villain in the franchise, blown up or just disintegrated. But yes, Gigan, a fantastic looking creature, I must say. However, there is one problem I have with it though. When it later appeared in Godzilla Final Wars in 2004, all it really did to Godzilla was walk up to him, grab him, and then his face gets blown off. But the legacy still lives on, if you ask me. And now let's move on to the next creature when I find a picture of it. And that is, nice when I find it. There we go. That is Shoulder Godzilla. Can you see that? Thank you. Okay, so Shoulder Godzilla is actually on this list, and probably everyone else's list, because it is the first ever Godzilla to appear on screen. It appeared in the first ever Godzilla film, and that's why we will like it. It's fantastic, I love it, and yeah, everyone loves it actually. And the thing with this film is it's very dark and depressing. Like, it will show the power, because Godzilla is radioactive, as we all know. It will just show the power of nuclear testing, of nukes and atom bombs. It just shows what it can create, because of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the bombings, Godzilla was created, and it just wreaked havoc on the city of Osaka and Tokyo. Another thing I may mention in the Godzilla franchise is Osaka really gets destroyed in every film. Godzilla has a habit of destroying Osaka Castle in literally 100 films, all the time. In the Godzilla Raids again, he throws a kaiju into Osaka Castle. In King Kong vs. Godzilla in 1962, he punches Osaka building to pieces. And even in Godzilla vs. Mothra in 1964, he trips into it and destroys it. So Godzilla and Osaka Castle do not get on well. But yes, Godzilla 1954, also known as Shoda Godzilla, the original Godzilla, and it has one of the most famous character reveals in history, where they're sent to this island to see if Godzilla is actually real, and his head just pokes up from a hill, and it's one of the greatest cinematic character reveals I think I've ever seen. But on to the next creature when I load where is it? Where the frick is it? Load for frick's sake. There we go. And I'm pretty sure everyone can agree with me here. We have Mechagodzilla. Now, Mechagodzilla was the evil robotic version of Godzilla, built by aliens to destroy Godzilla and conquer the world. Of course, Godzilla couldn't fight it alone. In fact, it struggled quite a bit. As I mentioned before, Godzilla has dorsal spines, as I can show you right here. See, these are Godzilla's dorsal spines, and they glow up every time he's going to fire his atomic breath. Now, Mechagodzilla was actually so powerful that he set Godzilla's atomic spines on fire. So the aliens really did do all they could to destroy Godzilla, just to conquer the world. However, Godzilla was actually aided in this battle to defeat Mechagodzilla, aided by an ancient Japanese god called King Caesar, who is a dog thing who has a very special power that's useful in a lot of ways. And whilst so his special power is any laser or attack that goes into his eyes, he reflects them back. So that's very useful. And though King Caesar is useless, I think we can all agree he's not as useless as Kenzie. But yes, focusing on Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla just has an arsenal of weapons. He has bullet missiles on its fingers. He has a laser beam in his mouth. And he even has foot missiles, which is overpowered, and even knee-leg missiles. And guess what? A chest laser as well. So Mechagodzilla really does show the power. However, Godzilla, he still makes Godzilla bleed again, and Godzilla falls over, but after falling unconscious, he wakes up, gets a magnetic upgrade, and eventually rips Mechagodzilla's head off. So Mechagodzilla, a great kaiju in battle, and like every Godzilla villain, blown up. And now let me load a picture of the next kaiju. That is, if I can find it. Where are you? There you are. That is the ancient pterodactyl born from the land of time. The dawn of time, I must say. That is Rodan. Now, Rodan was a gigantic pterodactyl awakened by radiation to make it turn massive. And for what I can say, since I'm a fan of dinosaurs, I absolutely love it. Rodan is a member of the 5 main Godzilla monsters. That's Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, King Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan himself. Those are the 5 main Godzilla characters in the whole entire franchise. And Rodan, since being in this film in 1956, very old, Rodan has evolved into many different forms. For example, in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, in 1993, which was actually Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 3, but who actually cares? He is no longer Rodan, he is Fire Rodan, but still gets blown up. Actually, no, he he gets blown up, then somehow survives and then dies. But yes, Rodan is a character loved by many Godzilla fans, including I, and no doubt everyone loves him. Let's move on to number 2. Let me just find a picture of it. A good one at that. That is none other than Godzilla's greatest villain of all time. Not Mechagodzilla, nor Zilla. It is King Ghidorah, the Hydra that was created through thunderstorms and firebolts out of the sky in 1964. Yes, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster, who is, without a doubt, Godzilla's greatest foe of all time. He can fire electrical beams called gravity shots, and can fly, and fair to say, is absolutely massive. And whilst Ghidorah is the best villain, probably in the Godzilla franchise, the Godzilla anime trilogy really did let him down. But Ghidorah, it's fair to say, although being powerful, Godzilla always obliterates him somehow. Which, of course, is nothing wrong with that, but yeah, Ghidorah is very powerful, but as we all know, though being King Ghidorah, it's not going to be the actual king of the monsters, Godzilla. And now we go on to my number 1 favourite kaiju in the Godzilla franchise. Kaiju is Japanese for monster, by the way. And that is none other than the spiky hedgehog lizard himself. It is none other than Anguirus. Anguirus is said to be Godzilla's closest friend, and I can see where people are going with that. Anguirus is a spiky lizard hedgehog dinosaur thing, and the name Anguirus means fierce dragon, so he's quoted to be the fiercest dragon in history. However, he has a lot of armor, and though he was actually Godzilla's first ever adversary, combatant, in 1955, but over the years, Godzilla and Anguirus has actually become friends, and they battle together. Just in Godzilla vs. Gigan, when they fight Gigan and King Ghidorah, Godzilla and Anguirus, while being severely outclassed with weaponry, Anguirus and Godzilla do hold their own. Oh, did I mention, since Anguirus is a hedgehog thing, he can roll into a missile ball and literally beat the crap out of anyone. But yes, Anguirus is without a doubt my most favourite kaiju, and Anguirus has one of those auras where he's just a likeable character, and he's also quite adorable when you look at his eyes. Yeah, so number 1 is Anguirus, and I'm pretty sure quite a lot of you can agree with me. Well, that's going to wrap up this video. If you did enjoy, please like and subscribe. That would really help me out, considering I need it. But just comment down below if you want to see more top 10 lists, and comment in the comments what top 10 list I should do, like horror movie characters and so on. So please like and subscribe, and if you did enjoy this video, and I'll see you on the next video. Goodbye.